I was born in Notre Dame de Ham.
Growing up in a small Massachusetts town, Mary and Ryan Hamill always knew of their French-Canadian roots.
French meat pie was a staple, split pea soup.
Ryan's great-grandfather immigrated to the U.S. from Quebec in the early 1900s. Mary's great-great-grandfather came in the late 1800s. More than a century later, the American couple, already living and working in Montreal, is now set to become Canadian themselves, taking advantage of a new law.
I love, now that I live in Quebec and we're getting the lay of the land and visiting more places, I can look in the maps and say, oh, this is where Nana was born.
Bill C-3, nicknamed the Lost Canadians Act, opens the door for people with Canadian ancestors to apply for citizenship.
Great-grandmother, great-grandfather, great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. It does not matter. There's no limit on how many generations you can go back, as long as you can prove it.
The new legislation is creating overwhelming demand here at the National Archives in Montreal. In January alone, Quebec archivists received more than 1,000 requests to authenticate birth records, up from just 32 in the same month last year.
The process is lengthy. We have to go back to the original register, which is not always in a great state just because it's so old.
With significant economic migration from Quebec to New England in the late 1800s and early 1900s, about 10 million Americans could be eligible to become Canadian, according to this historian.
They're very excited to have this sense that there's an official recognition that they still belong to something.
Birthplace, Canada.
The Hamills are finalizing their citizenship applications, planning to stay in Montreal, driven north by the political climate in the U.S.
I already feel Canadian in at least my heart.
Finding a new home and sense of belonging through ancestors, generations apart. Alexander Silberman, CBC News, Montreal.